Hello everyone and welcome, this is Common and Cam. Yes, I know it's been a while since I've done a Transformers video, or any video for that matter, but I thought I'd kick off with a new year in talking about Transformers, more particularly the next Transformers movie that'll be around the corner in a few years' time. There's not a lot of information actually on when we'll get to see the next Transformers movie, the sequel to Bumblebee. It's still up in the air. There's a lot of leaks and sometimes you can't really always take them as 100%. There was a certain leak that came out recently talking about how the next Transformers movie will be set in the 80s as well as same as Bumblebee, except Megatron will be the villain and Haley Steinfeld will be returning, and we get all the Autobot cast together, and it's going to be sort of a fresh reboot but a very subtle reboot, basically ignoring previous continuity. We've heard backwards and forwards of this the entire last of 2019, just rumours and speculation of what is actually going to be the next Transformers movie and when it's actually going to come around, but that's not really what I want to talk about in this video. What I wanted to talk about in this video was more particularly the leak aspect of Megatron being the villain for the next Transformers movie, and who should be the next villain. And well, it's kind of a simple answer, and the reason why I want to delve more into it is because of a certain leak that happened a few weeks ago. I'm very late on this, I know, but there was this company called YOLO Park that leaked a design silhouette of Megatron. This is officially licensed. They did it with Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, and we've got them in comparison. And I should have really done a video then and there, but I didn't. And it kind of goes on to the glimpse of, alright, there was a potential promise of Megatron being in the Bumblebee movie. There was a deleted scene actually cut from that. That was originally obviously part of the Hoover Dam with Sector 7, but then that got scrapped because they wanted to get rid of that connection with the Bumblebee movie in case if they did go the reboot route. But still, nonetheless, he would have appeared in that deleted scene in his Generation 1 form. It was confirmed that that would have been it. He wouldn't have appeared in his original mode from 2007's Michael Bay's Transformers, but it still doesn't make sense on why that would be like that. But yeah, he looks different, so that's why they probably cut that scene, because it's like they really want to go all out Generation 1. But at the same time, if they have Megatron as Generation 1 and it's set mostly in the continuity of the original Michael Bay movies, it's like, well, why is this design different? Most people probably won't pick up on it, but obviously for people who actually care about the film series, it'd be a really big scratch on the head. And this is another confirmation of that design does exist, with the silhouette that we see there of Megatron looking very menacing, extremely taller than Optimus Prime, but he was in the movies anyway, and you can see the significance of that. So I don't think that this Megatron turns into a gun. He turns into something a lot more powerful and menacing, but you can see the comparisons there with Optimus Prime. Actually, that looks like a bit of a mix of Cliff Jumper really than a Bumblebee, but still nonetheless, this was the design silhouette revealed. So these are like massive statues that YOLO Park do, and it was officially licensed. There's not a lot known about the company, but you can go on their Facebook page and they have a lot of information. And the Optimus Prime one was a Titan class, and it was leveled to be at 24 inches tall, so it was a big figure with no stretch of the imagination. But it just gave it as a tease as well of Megatron as well, and it just kind of like, well, the design is there, the deleted scene is there. We do know that deleted scene of Megatron at Sector 7 frozen does exist in Generation 4. It was just obviously cut for creative differences. Still, nonetheless, it looks at the design and it's like, yeah, they definitely took a lot of inspiration from Generation 1, and I just really want to see this design more. We've had loads of Megatron designs from the past in Generation 4 convert to movie, how it would look, how it could look really badass actually. That was one of the remarks Michael Bay gave in 2007's Transformers, why they didn't go all out G1 with Megatron then, because, well, they thought it didn't look too menacing enough. And well, loads of deviant artists over the years and a lot of fan art has proven that Generation 1 Megatron can translate pretty well into a movie counterpart. And I think this silhouette alone, not even seeing the design in full, not even having the fusion cannon attached, I think it just kind of expresses the level of how menacing this actually could be just by the look at him and the sharp sort of the rough corners around the silhouette. And you can even see it at the top on his back there. You got his little horse there for his gun, obviously. I don't think he would have turned into a gun per se. I think that this Generation 1 Megatron probably would have turned into a jet anyway. It appeared in the Bumblebee movie or anything like that. But I always like to think of Megatron as a triple changer. Actually, he's a tank and a jet. that's just my personal preference. But this Megatron, I would love to see. I cannot wait for this reveal. More specifically, if they have a fusion cannon along with it as well. I just love the size comparison and how menacing. A lot of people have had a bit of an issue with that though. They've been like sort of going on like, oh, I wish Megatron wasn't as tall as Optimus Prime. But every continuity of any sort of Transformers media has always depicted Megatron as either at the same height or just a little bit taller. Like for example in Generation 1, they're the same height. But in Transformers Animated, we see Optimus Prime and Megatron. The size difference is incredible. But Megatron being the next villain in the rebooted, or whatever they're going to really officially call it, Transformers movie, I think is a really good idea. Because one of the things people really wanted to see in this Bumblebee movie was Megatron. And, well, we didn't see that. All we saw was Starscream, Shockwave and Soundwave. But if we got Megatron there in that scene, oh, it would just be 10 times more epic, I think, for fans, of us fans, to see that. But it was just enough seeing Soundwave, Shockwave and obviously Starscream all together, but having Megatron in that scene, I think our minds would have been blown just 10 times more. So we really have got to kind of save that for the next movie, to see them all together. I'm just hoping for one massive shot of all of them together in the next movie, if Shockwave and Soundwave and even Starscream will appear in the next Transformers movie. Being set in the 80s, it's fine. I like that, a continuation of Bumblebee, because that means we get to see Hailee Steinfeld again, Charlie. I thought she was a great inclusion to the franchise, and I actually did like her character. And even though her arc ended pretty well, we didn't need to see this character again, a part of me still kind of wants to see her again, because I want to see her interact with characters such as Optimus Prime. And, I've got nothing against Shia LaBeouf's Sam Witwicky, but, it's a different era, and I liked that character for the first 2 movies. Yes, I even liked him in Revenge of the Fallen, but then Dark of the Moon, it was just kind of obvious that this character got tired and boring, and there's not really so much you could really do with Sam Witwicky. But I think with Charlie, even though I think her arc ended kind of pretty perfectly, if she was to be included again in the series, if she is going to be in the next movie, I actually think that there's a lot they could do with her. It has to be really good writing, obviously. But I, for one, would personally love to see Optimus Prime try his best to save Charlie from an interaction with Megatron or anything like that. If Megatron tries and captures Charlie or anything like that, any sort of plot thread at all, just her life being in danger and then the Autobots having to save her, or she saving the Autobots, vice versa. We saw how valuable she was actually in the Bumblebee movie, helping out Bumblebee as he was taking down Dropkick and Shadow. So she actually does act on things. So did Sam Witwicky. He had a lot of epic moments throughout the series, but I feel like Charlie's felt more intense and actually more on the line. That's obviously with a different director at the helm and how he directed that. With Michael Bay, you always kind of had a feeling that, yeah, Sam's going to be okay, no matter how many insane, crazy stunts that he does. But with Hailee Steinfeld, with Charlie, I actually felt there was a bit of a risk with her, especially with a Decepticon like Shatter on her tail for that scene. It was a bit kind of intense, really, like, okay, is she going to do this? Is she going to manage to stop it in time to help out Bumblebee? So, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see what actually comes next. This is just pure speculation and just more of an opinion thought base, really, just based on this Megatron design. I wanted to talk about it for a very long time, but I've been too distracted recently. A lot of things have been on my mind, and I've been kind of taking a break. I initially was going to quit YouTube altogether, I will admit, but I've just been kind of thinking recently, with a new year with a new year here, I'm thinking of doing some more old content again, while trying my best to think of new stuff as well, and more opinions to really express and talk about, not just in Transformers, but obviously other stuff as well. And I think talking about the next Transformers movie and seeing that Megatron design just got me a kind of bit more excited again about talking about Transformers, because it's been a bit of a burnout for me with a lot of stress recently and depression, putting it lightly. A lot of things have happened in my life the past few months, but hopefully 2020 is a new fresh regeneration, a new reboot as like this. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below to this Megatron design, and I cannot wait for the reveal of this statue itself. I'm really curious to how the movie, who knows if it was 100% based on the original Generation 1 design for the Bumblebee movie, who knows, but this company seems to have a lot of good assets, and I'm just curious to see what this turns out to be. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. As always, if you liked the video, click on that notification bell to get more updates instantly. And this has been Cam. Until the next video, goodbye.